Russ?
I'm also Russ.
Oh. Well, shit. I haven't found that out.
All right, well, so I had to listen to the album "Death in My Door" by the Creepshow, while Russ had to watch Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets because, uh, well, I mean, like at least my band
It
Small, I
was.
still
Wait,
can't believe
Gu-
that you've never seen what
Gus, it wasn't the Chamber of Secrets. You said the first Harry Potter.
I say if you hadn't seen the first Harry Potter, then watch the second. But I thought you said you watched the first Harry
I
Potter.
hadn't seen the first one in like 12 years. So
All
I
right, well
watched
then
the
I
first one again.
guess. Oh man, that trivia round's gonna fucking suck for you, bro.
Shit.
Okay, no, we can do the first one.
No,
Uh,
because I hadn't seen the first one in so long where I thought I knew it wasn't even gonna be worth it. I was just gonna watch the first one again.
all right,
So that's what I watched.
fair enough.
But
Uh,
luckily, you know them like the back of your hand, so it should hopefully shouldn't affect us too much.
I do know it pretty well. I mean, like I've read the book. I mean, I had a normal childhood. I don't know what kind of fucking gulag you were, where you slid out of, but like I had like I read the books. I watched all the movies. I even kind of seen so I was going to go see the Fantastic Beast movies, though they're nowhere near as good. Um, but you know, I'm gonna chalk it up so you just can't probably properly read. Uh, but yeah. So anyway, I guess you can go ahead and start off. What'd you think of the first Harry Potter film?
I don't know what I remembered about the first one. For some reason, I guess I forgot how like what year the movie was. It was what 2000 2001.
2001. Yeah.
Like I guess I forgot about that. I guess for some reason I thought they were like not like much newer. Like I thought they were like 2005, that kind of era.
Yeah.
Um so a few of like the earlier scenes, just like I guess like the camera quality, it kind of took. I For some reason I thought it was gonna be like a lot better. It was still amazing because it's a big budget movie. I guess it just kind of showed the time a little bit. Is what my point there is. But it's not really a knock at it. It still looks great. Uh, they were so fucking shitty to Harry. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, talking about the Dursleys.
Yes.
Yeah,
What upset me most is the fact that even like okay, they're already putting him under the stairs, which is shitty enough. But then like his one little peephole into the outside world, they can just shut it from the outside.
yeah, that's how trapdoors kind of or well, not trapdoors. What are those called? It's like I don't know what called. The things they have on club doors, I guess.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's yeah, they do treat them like shit. I mean, I honestly think it's probably I understand why though. I guess it's kind of to make you root from Harry from the offset because they're so like. I mean, looking at it now, they are so cartoonishly shitty to him. Like it's like even if like he was like some kind of genetic freak or something, I still don't think people would actually treat another person like that just because oh, he might go like aggro and just fucking just like accidentally kill them all. It's something to consider, man.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there are some very cartoonish moments in the movie. I think my personal favorite like cartoonish moment was when all the letters are flying in from the chimney.
Yeah, the fact that they all land like it's like just a whole avalanche and they all come into the living room and I remember kind of what about that is the fact like there's like a whole like stack of them on the ground, but Harry keeps like jumping up in the air trying to catch one and he keeps missing. I'm like, motherfucker, look down. Like, do you know
Like
how
there's 10,000 on the ground. Just grab one.
like even dogs understand object permanence? I think that's probably why Harry, uh, you know, maybe I don't know, like I don't know if he's that dumb. Maybe maybe I can understand why Dumbledore's kind of like was like, all right, well he's obviously not able to defeat the big bad, so let's just give him the bare minimum, and then when he dies, then we can actually send it to real people that could go take out Voldemort. Spoilers for for a 10-year-old movie franchise.
Also, where in the hell is Hogwarts getting all these owls to send to him?
magic.
Fair enough.
I mean, they have the thing is like they have a was it precious. It's not well. They don't have fiat money. I mean, all their money is gold. So I think they have a lot of money. Um, and also, it's kind of crazy is the fact that like you just take it around and put like a conversion thing where it's like 1 galleon is like the goblins give you like $5 for it. I feel like that's such like a ripoff. Like that's like a solid piece of gold, and they're giving it away for $5. That is ridiculous.
I mean, you can't knock the hustle.
No, I mean, yeah, you can't. I mean, like, couldn't you just like? This is the thing I was thought of, I guess, because once I learned about like, the value of gold, like, couldn't you just like go to Green Dots and buy a bunch of gold pieces for very cheap, and go to a pawn shop and sell the gold for a lot of money, then rinse and repeat?
You could, but I feel like they would eventually start asking where you're getting all this gold.
I guess the fair point. I guess you'd have to melt it down and then just kind of like, because I mean, it has a little Green Dots thing. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. There's probably some magical reason for it, like any other like bullshit in this movie.
And I love like just like immediately like the second like they're all sorted. Also, I love how the movie like skips like as soon as like Harry gets sorted, like everyone else just they skip everyone else, just jumps to like Dumbledore like announcing everything.
Oh yeah, they're not the chosen one. No one else matters.
And I love how like immediately he stands up and starts listing out plot points. Like you can't go to the what was like the third floor right wing. It's off limits. No, can't do it. Don't you go to the basement now? Don't you do it?
Not basement rest on the third floor.
What?
It's not in the basement. It's on the third floor, Russ.
The first one I said if I play this back recording, I said third floor right wing a second ago. He said like two different locations.
Well, yeah, but then like sort of imitating Dumbledore, you said they'll go into that basement now. Which I mean, like, are you? What other look? What's the basement referring to?
The troll.
No, he doesn't say that in the opening statement.
He doesn't. No. What was it, Professor? What was it? Professor of Dark Arts was the one that said it.
Yeah, but he said on Halloween. Jesus Christ, Russ, you watched this movie like literally like what this week?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this movie in years, and I remember that.
Yes.
Okay, well,
the second location he said was off limits in that little segment was the fucking Dark Forest. There we go.
Yeah, which again, it's not fine. Okay, it's still not a basement.
It's the basement of the world.
No, I like you're like the basement of humanity.
It's lower than where they are currently standing.
You know what? That is a logic as well as it is that I at least kind of accept.
Thank you.
I was going to say also another thing to skip over real quick. It was kind of funny. Was I don't know if this is in the movie, it's in the book. There was like the Neville mentions like in order to make sure that he wasn't a squib, which for people who don't know anything about Harry Potter, is like a person who comes from a magical family but they can't do magic. They chucked him when he was like 4 out of a fucking second-story window, and like apparently, apparently he bounced. I was thinking like I love how like he says that, and no one else is like, but not even like the Muggle board's like, yo, what the fuck is this?
I mean, that sounds something to do with my home country though. So I mean, I can only be too shocked.
That's true. I mean, like really,
it's probably why I am the way I am.
It might just be. I mean, really, in a way, I think it kind of goes to show you just like how little of shit the Wizarding World really cares about children. Because, I mean, you're basically giving like a bunch of children weapons of mass destruction with like a fourth grader's education. Because they don't do math or English or anything at Hogwarts. All they do is just magic classes.
I mean, when you can do anything your heart desires with magic, why do you need English?
Well, I mean, I guess at the same time, like, shouldn't you need English just like to? Well, actually, that's a question. How do let's say like you're a pureblood student, because it's kind of implied that they don't go to regular school, like especially the extremists, because they hate everything Muggle. Where do they learn to read and write from? Are they homeschooled?
I mean, feasibly, couldn't you possibly do a spell to like teach yourself those things?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, cause well, actually, they do have like the pensive, which is that thing where like you can stick your head and you can view a memory. So I guess yeah, like you could kind of like just I don't know, like I think it's like the Animus in Assassin's Creed where like the second Assassin's Creed where like he goes in to Animus, he learns like all his like ancestor skills, like 16 years worth like killing people in like 3 days. So made something like that where you can just like bam, 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 bam. All right, there you go. Now you know everything in the classic British parenting style. I'm just gonna fuck off for like 18 years, give you a handshake on your 18th birthday, and ha ha, bitch.
Nah, it sounds like the UK.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how British people raise their children. I can almost guarantee it.
I mean, I don't doubt that for a second.
Uh,
I don't know any, I don't know any English people, so I just know Australians and Americans.
trying to think of like, oh yeah, but speaking of like how dated that film is, I mean, it's a big budget. So I'm looking at it, like the budget is 125 million. That's like $2001. So in this economy, what is that like 300 million? I don't know. Uh,
It might almost be 400.
Not like that. I'm just kind of joking. Because like I don't know. I mean, the economy was so much. When was it released? Before or I don't know, it was released after 9/11. Who knows? Well, I don't know.
I, I can actually look up. You said it was 125 million? I can look that up.
Yeah, 125 million, $2001. Uh, and also actually got re-released apparently recently in China, and now it's made $1 billion. Not extra. It's a billion total.
Um, let's see. It was a. It's not giving me a direct thing, but it's the inflation rate was 2.04%.
That's what that's annual inflation. That's so
So I don't know how to translate it from then to now, though.
I never learned fractions. Got I'm a communications major. Damn it, I don't know math.
I don't know math. I've been putting off algebra 2 for like 2 years now.
All right. Oh, it says apparently in nowadays that'd be 183 million. So we're very off. We're very terrible at math.
You're not good at math.
No. But I think like I mean for like a film of 2001, so there's some scenes where like oh like that looks pretty solid. Like the scene where they go into the Great Hall. There's like the floating candles or anything. That still looks pretty solid. Anything that requires anything that's in daylight or well lit is like atrocious. Like the Troll, the Quidditch game is goddamn mess. Uh, and trying to think. It's like something like I think like minor stuff like the Howlers and stuff, or the Centaur that Firenze, I think his name is. It doesn't look really that good at all. I mean, I imagine for like 2001, it's like fucking mind blowing, like Avatar was back in the day. I remember Avatar being like, holy shit, like this is like incredible, and you go to watch it, you're like, that looks honestly pretty bad.
The Quidditch game was a shaky piece of shit as far as like effects went. You can see how much effects have gone up since then.
Yeah,
Like it's jumpy as shit. It's hard to follow, but I mean, I can see for 2001 it blowing minds.
yeah. I'm trying to Here's a question. Okay, so do you think what was your opinion of the acting overall? Like especially the main trio, because from what I recall, it was pretty rough those first like one or two movies.
I mean, it is rough, and I think of the trio, I think Emma Watson the I mean with a grain of salt the worst job of the three of them. Mostly because it feels like she's almost trying too hard. But then I stop and think that these are three children in a in something so massive that they probably don't even understand how big it is yet. They're just doing the best.
No, Russ, that's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to slam them and say that they should never work in Hollywood again. You don't know the first thing about film criticism, and it shows.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'll turn a badge in.
Yeah, I will say that this reminded me because it was the line. I think it's in this movie. This is the first one and second one where she's like, "I'm going to bed before the two of you get us killed, or even worse, expelled."
Is Emma Watson like originally from England?
I think they all are. I think I
Because I don't know
well
why, but her accent almost sounds like forced. But I'm pretty sure, like you said, I think she is English. So I mean, it's not a forced accent. I just don't know why it sounds so almost fake.
honestly I think it'd be kind of incredible though. It's like one of the main trios like did an accent for like 10 years, and at the end it was like, yeah, I was like I've been like Portuguese this entire time.
He's been Bolivian this whole time. We just never knew.
It's like he was doing like that. Have you ever seen that Eddie Murphy skit from like the '80s where like he dresses as a white guy and just decides how like to see what white America is like? Well, it was just
I
like that. Like
I
they just took
haven't, but now I'm gonna watch it after this.
they took like well like they took some like yeah they just took some like random like Hispanic people. They gave him like the red hair and like the freckles and the pale skin. It's like you're Ron Weasley for the next decade. Have fun.
I can only imagine what that contract would look like to sign.
Yeah, I mean the early 2000s is a different time. The early 2000s is a different time.
You're not
Uh,
wrong.
trying to, I trying to think of like I mean uh yeah I mean like overall I mean like outside of the main trio though I think most of the adult actors do a really great job. Like, Alan Rickman as Snape is probably the best one. I think he probably was the best performance in that series. I think here
I think the most charming character. I I don't know why, but I think Neville was just like really charming, just really dumb, really.
you're just saying that because Neville becomes hot later and you just want to get into his good graces.
That's not true.
Well, the first part most certainly is. Have you seen him nowadays?
No.
Like he's kind of like you're not going. He's kind of hot now. Like
What's
he
it?
never
You know what? I'm gonna open Instagram. What's the actor's actual name?
Matthew Lewis.
Matthew Lewis or Willis?
Lewis, like Lewis Carroll.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be verified, so I shouldn't have a hard time finding it. Oh, there he is. There's Matthew Lewis Carter and Matthew Lewis, actor, rugby league fan. Hey, that rhymes. What? Oh, actor, man, rugby league fan. That's a dumb rhyme, Neville. Oh, he's a Leeds fan too. This fucking bitch. Well, you're not wrong, Gus.
Yeah, see what I tell you.
It looks like you're a traditional English lad.
I think they're all traditional English lads. I would say, but I would say of the kid actors though, I probably most liked Tom Felton's character, Draco Malfoy. I thought he was for the best performance.
He had the best.
Uh, he just had that hair is fucking fantastic. Like it's only like you're like, how does he get hair that good? And then you see Jason Isaacs in the second one, you're like, that's how he gets hair that good. That's just genetics.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I know you haven't seen the second one, so you don't appreciate that, but other people who have culture will.
No, I've only seen three of them. I've seen the first one I saw a long ass time ago. I've seen the third one because I went to a birthday party and saw it. And then I saw one of the later ones, but I don't remember which one I saw, nor can I recall anything from it. I guess it was more of I was in the room when it was on. Is just more of what happened.
I feel like that's your experience with literally. I feel like that sums up you as a person. Russ. It's like I wasn't involved. I was just in the room when it happened.
I mean, it counts for something, right?
Yeah, like I think even your birthday party, like they just like probably mistook for some other random kid for you, and you were just like hanging in the corner playing with like I don't know, like Soviet bloc trains or something, and like there was like their little birthday party going on in the background.
I mean, okay, in Russia, I had a single slide. I had some footy pajamas. I had some canned oranges. And I had some black tea. Is that not the life?
single slide. Was it like one of those slides where it's like that used to be like really nice and bright red, but the paint has since dry and there's like a little patch in the so another slide where you can see the metal.
It was one of those tiny little plastic ones that has like 3 steps, and it's like a 1 foot slide.
No, it's a terrible fucking slide.
It sure is.
It fits it fits you, but I mean, Jesus.
It fits Russia.
Yeah. Trying to look at a.
Also, I mean, whoever came up with the name Fluffy deserves a raise.
That was J.K. Rowling who came up with the name Fluffy.
She does not need a raise. We need to get someone else a raise.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like I think she got her raise. I think she's doing a-okay.
We're giving someone else a raise.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, I mean, also I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, no, actually, no, Russ, no. You said you want J.K. Rowling, notable transsexual critic, well, to get more money. Like, you support the belittling and dismissal of trans people, and like I don't really agree with your opinion there, buddy. But I mean, I guess that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. So okay.
I feel like that's not what happened, but I mean, you're so into this right now. You know what? Go off, sir. Who might have stopped?
No, like yeah, no, but actually, yeah, maybe should we have released? Should we have done this episode now? How much shit she's in? It's fine. I'm assuming
It'll be okay.
We have so few followers. Like, I think I would be impressed if this ended up anywhere.
I mean, what's she gonna do? Lose money? She's got plenty of it.
That's true. Like, she is like I think there's a point.
Is she almost a billionaire?
She was a billionaire, but then so it's like that was like a feel good story for a while. It was like she became a billionaire, and she's like I think either the first person period or the first woman ever to become a billionaire purely through writing. And then she donated so much of her money that she stopped being a billionaire, but she's still worth like north of 500 million pounds. So,
but now she's using those donations to defend herself amongst her criticism of the trans community.
Yeah, it's I'll have the turntables.
Like, doesn't Emma Watson outright hate her now?
Oh, but I thought for a second you were going to say, like, isn't Emma Watson trans? I'm like, I don't think so, Russ. I'm just saying I don't. I don't think so. I don't think any of them hate her. I think it's just kind of like that thing where like your aunt and like if you're in public and like your like aunt says something super racist and you're like, oh Jesus Christ, like dude, and so like it was like and then she doubles down, people start pulling their phones recording, she like hide your face like this is gonna end up in school, like I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. Oh man,
it's not even my fault. I've done nothing in the scenario.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like it's not even like an aunt that you hang out with all the time. It's like an aunt you see like once, like every 4 years. Like the last time you saw her was like she remembered that like you're like she remembered like oh like he likes trains or something. The last time like she saw you, you were like 6, and like you didn't really like anything. You just played with the toys that people gave you, and so that was trains. And now like you're like in your teens, and you're like oh thanks Aunt Aunt Karen, and then like secretly you hate the gift.
Like that was basically every single conversation I ever had at the golf course when I worked there.
Was that what someone would say?
Was you greet them in the morning? They say like because I'd be working the first tee at the golf course. They'd rock up at 8 a.m. with a bottle of Jack Daniels, say some really racist shit, and I just tell them. Then you're just like, you know what? Go play. I don't want to talk to you. Go over there. Go.
I think there was people from Florida coming up north during the summer.
Those Floridians.
Yeah, no. Yes, like well actually I haven't even said yet. What was your overall opinion of the film itself? I mean, like, did you like it? Did you? It wasn't as good as you remember. Was it worse? Was it like?
I mean, I couldn't remember the movie like scene for scene when before I rewatched it. So, I feel like my any Christmases I have aren't quite as strong as I didn't remember to begin with. I didn't really remember to begin with, but for some reason it feels like it wasn't quite as good as I had remembered it being.
I think it's fair. I think one of the main problems is that this film has to set up so much shit because it's like because it's like I think it's the same film, same issue that a lot of like the Marvel movies kind of ran into, especially in, like the middle period, which is like okay, well, so we have a film we have to do here, then also we have to then set like five other movies all at the same time, all in the same movie. Uh, so it definitely like it drags a lot. Those first two films I think kind of drag a lot in the middle. It's cool world building, but at the same time it's like and I think it's pretty easy to kind of get lost in magic. But I think once you've seen it a couple times, you're like okay, like you remember all the good stuff, and then you forget all of the middle bullshit that doesn't really matter. Or at the very least, if it does matter, it won't matter for like a couple more movies.
I will though while I don't remember being as good as that I don't I feel like it was I feel like I remembered it being better than it was this time around, but it does have some very creative shots, some very like creative scenes, some funny lines. So overall, I did really like it. Um, I'm not gonna like that. I'm not gonna lie. When when Hagrid's like breaking into the house, they do a phenomenal job through the shot and the setup to make him genuinely intimidating.
Yeah, and then he and then he pulls out his fucking his I don't know his ass birthday cake where it is where he sat on it.
He bends the shotgun in his hand, pulls out an ass cake, gives it to Harry. It's a good time.
Yep. And I'm trying to think here. Actually, like yeah, that's what actually finishing the fact that like I think it's sort of like a point of contention that because I remember in the second movie Harry gets in trouble because he casts or maybe it's the second book Harry gets in trouble because he casts magic at his house when neither was Dobby, and then Hagrid does it next to Harry and Fine Dursley's, and also he's not supposed to cast magic, but like he has like this little broken ass wand that's hidden in his umbrella. I kind of wonder how the fuck he got away with that.
Movie magic.
Movie magic. That's the answer.
That's my only answer.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of anything for like I think everything in Harry Potter's like it's magic. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, that does seem like a pretty easy scapegoat for when they were doing the movies. Well, how do we do this plot? Magic. Just move on.
Yeah. So okay. So final question for you. So okay. Um. So I think it's pretty heavily implied in the film. I think also in the book, but definitely in the film that Dumbledore plans the series of cast. He planned for Harry and his friends to go in to get the stone, right? Like he planned that from pretty early on in the year.
Yeah.
Do you think in the end that was a good plan, or do you think there could have been like a better way to go about it?
I mean, I think he could have sent people more qualified to try to pull that off.
Like yeah, because
Instead of sending three literal children after it.
yeah, because the thing is like it's kind of shown that like Quirrell can't access the mirror, like he needs Harry to get the stone. So it's kind of like a thing of like he didn't need to send in anybody. He could have just like been like, oh yeah, that's the stone alarm trigger. I guess I gotta go like I gotta go like all the way back to Hogwarts, and he takes a broom, which is like I think like that's like kind of like intentionally a thing. And also like he announces it's like yeah I'm gonna you just imagine like from the staff point of view how shady that is. Oh yeah, I'm going to leave to go to a meeting in London, and also on the way back instead of like taking the usual route, which is like going through the chimneys or like just teleporting, which you can do. I'm going to take a broom, the slowest form of transportation I have.
Well, also, okay, so Quirrell needs Harry to get the stone.
Yeah,
So why are you essentially giving Harry to Quirrell in that scenario? Like, if anything goes wrong, then Quirrell has the one person he needs to get the stone.
that and also the fact like I was gonna say like the fact that Quirrell's trying to kill Harry, but I guess Quirrell didn't realize that he would need to hear it. But like, I feel like you know, I feel all around like I think it's just the fact that point of fact the adults really don't give a shit about Harry. Like he like his head of house, like he goes to her and goes like, hey, uh, someone's gonna try to steal the stone. I think he mentioned it, Snape, but he says like someone's gonna try to steal the stone. You need to do something. And she's like, nah. Even though she was like one of the people who like created defenses for the stone, because Dumbledore was like, yeah, someone might try to steal this. And then a student tells her, yeah, someone might try to steal. Someone's trying to steal this. And she's like, nah, that sounds like bullshit. I don't fucking trust this kid a bit.
Sounds like some Muggle shit to me.
And then, yeah, not only that, like the whole thing with that there was oh yeah, and there's the fact also like that, and this is probably like, a lot of people point out, but we're pointing out here is the fact like they so one of the rules is you can't go into the Forbidden Forest, right? And then they sneak out at night, right, to go like who God knows where, and so as punishment they are then taken from the middle of the night to go to the Forbidden Forest. So like their punishment for breaking a rule is to break another rule, even though like I guess it's like it's cool because Hagrid okayed it, or somebody okayed it. It like so also I don't think Hagrid should work with children. I think I like him. I think he's a good person, but he just I don't know. I think he like whatever like the opposite of like parental instinct is, he has it. He actively, I think, subconsciously probably wants to kill children on the basis of he just like brings them to a forest with a bunch of giant ass spiders and shit. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you guys a dog. That'll cover it.
I mean, I think the real motto of the entire movie is just fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Oh yeah, especially the end where like I look like that moment like where Dumbledore like the he announces that Slytherin has the most points and that they win the cup, and then all the banners change to be Slytherin, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we won. And the last fucking second he goes, but psych, actually, these three Gryffindor students won a shitload of points, including Neville, who I don't think Neville deserved points. I'm gonna say off the bat because they said like, oh, for for facing up against your friends, but all he did was just like say, like I'm gonna tell on you guys, and then Hermione, sorry, just fucking like fucking yeet his ass with that and petrifies him, and then Gryffindor win. I think Gryffindor won by like a single point or something like that. So I think there's the moral of the story. Fuck them kids, because at the very end, Dumbledore's just like, yeah, fuck them kids, and Harry's like, yeah, fuck them kids, but he doesn't realize that when he says fuck them kids, he means all those kids.
Like he is one of the kids that's being fucked over at that point in time. Like he's one of them. Like
yeah,
kids. Wait, I'm one of them. Shit.
Yeah. No, it is not a fun time, Gary. But is there anything else you want to point out the film? I mean, like that was kind of like something like I was it's just the Harry Potter Uses Jones is kind of really weird. Is there anything else you can think of?
Not really. I mean, it's a setup movie. It's laying the groundwork for a lot of shit to come later. I mean, there's cool stuff, but it's not overly too eventful. Just kind of getting main story points out of the way, just so I can do more cool shit later.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, people will say it's a 10. I'm just gonna do it just because, like, you can definitely tell the movies, and that's why I'm taking the point away.
Yeah.
It is a good movie though. It was very clearly highly successful, and almost everyone involved in it has gone on to do great things, except the director.
Oh, well, Christopher Columbus is. I mean, well, actually, his better days are behind him.
Wasn't his last movie?
So looking at it, so the thing is, like, for those who don't know, Christopher Columbus did a lot of really cool stuff in the 90s. Like, he did Adventures in Babysitting and Home Alone 1 and 2, and Miss Doubtfire. and Stepmom and Bicentennial Man, and then did Harry Potter movies. Since then, he did Rent, uh, he did a Percy Jackson live action movie, and then he did Pixels with Adam Sandler like 5 years ago, and he's not done anything since.
So I feel like I'm correct in my statement that everyone has gone on and done great things except him. He has just downgraded.
Yeah, I
You
can't deny
can't
that.
defend Percy Jackson. You can't defend Pixels. Okay, I didn't see Rent, so I can't comment on that. But I know where I stand in the other two movies.
Rent, if I recall, like it's one of those movies. Like, it's like the movie's all right, but the play was better. Like I don't know. I guess I can't really think of any other smash hit Broadway play that got adapted into a movie that was received rather poorly. Can't think of a single one.
Cats.
No, it's not. The name's not coming to me. Sorry, man. I can't
Uh,
recall that.
it's been purged from your memory.
And no, I'm not going to acknowledge it until they give me the butthole cut. All right, like that's the thing.
You
Like,
gave money to them, Gus. You saw it in theaters.
and I'm not going to give any more until I get the butthole cut. Like they made it, they might as well release it. The basics of economics is you give the consumer a product that they want. All right, and this is the product I want. I'm a consumer. I have money. Give me the fucking product. Okay, what does it
Okay.
cost you? You already
You
lost.
know-
They already lost their dignity. Okay, Russ. There was nothing else on the table for them, and they already like wrote it off as a loss. They might as well try to recoup something from it.
Did you hear that apparently Jason Derulo thought the movie was gonna like change the world?
I think Jason Derulo thinks that he probably once thought about time that he was going to change the world. So I mean, he's 0 for 2.
You're not wrong there, are you?
No, and yeah. So ultimately, like I think, and the thing is also like, I know you said like this Fire Fest would give it 10 out of 10. From what I recall, like the there's like a lot of like there's a few different groups. Like the main like one of the largest consensus, the one I agree with, is that the Prisoner of Azkaban is the best one. But there's book purists who say that like that the Chamber's Secrets is the best one because it's the most faithful. So this one I don't think is I don't know if anyone actually considers it a 9 out of 10 outside of Christopher Columbus. And maybe like the producers because it made them like literally like a yacht full of cash. Outside of that, it's whatever. But yeah, speaking of musical acts, I had to review the album. Sorry, I had it right here. Death in My Door by the Creepshow.
Yes, a nice little psychobilly album by arguably the smallest band that I've had you listen to. That's not a knock at them. That's just kind of the way bands work at times. It's hard to become one of those top selling acts. It's generally hard. So I mean, I say small. They're still successful. They're still doing this as their living, but they're not out there doing like arena shows. They'd play. They'd probably play like small, like 2,000 person clubs, stuff like that. So still successful, but there are no arena sellouts like a lot of other bands I've had listened to so far.
Um, yeah, is I don't know. It's considering that Jake Bugg is a solo act. Is he not technically the smallest band that
No, Jake Bugg has sold significantly more albums than they have.
I was more so joking with the fact that that's like multiple members in the group, but and that Jake's a solo act.
Because he's a bug. Get it? Is insects? I get it.
No, Russ, because he's a solo act, and the
Comedy.
other band has multiple members.
No, it's because he's a bug. He's a beetle. He's a tiny insect. I get it. Ha 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 ha. Comedy.
You have to take the fucking fun out of everything, don't you?
No, that's just harsh.
Yeah. It's yeah. So also, I mean, how hard is it really to be? I mean, if Jason Derulo can sell out arena tours, I think these people are just lazy. I think it's just the end of it all. Uh, you know,
You know,
uh,
I mean, honestly, every musician's lazy, so they're all
yeah.
just,
I
yeah.
mean, you're a musician, Russ, and you're probably the laziest person I know. So yeah.
I mean, I used to work with a drummer for Era, and not throwing any stones, but I'm not gonna.
Well,
I
you
mean,
just did. You just implied the drummer for Era is lazy. Like,
he's not gonna deny that. He'll agree with me.
okay.
I'm not gonna say his name, but he'll agree with me.
He's a public figure, Russ. What do you mean? I'm not gonna say his name. People can Google the drummer for Era, and they can make it. They can connect the dots.
Well, see, now
That's
you sold him out, Gus. Now everyone knows it's Alex Blue of Era.
well, that's the thing. Is like it's just like I mean, it's kind of like saying it's a Google search way. I'll say it's kind of like saying it's like the director of this film, who like director of Harry Potter, whoever it is, I'm not gonna sell him out. It's like motherfucker, like his name is in like he's credited on everything that they've done.
He even founded America and a U.S. soccer team.
Which one?
That was a joke about Christopher Columbus, and as well as the Columbus crew of Ohio.
Uh,
And a city in Ohio. And a city in, I think there's another Columbus in like Florida somewhere.
my understanding is that Columbus did not found America. He founded.
He didn't find America. That was more of a joke at U.S. history and the American
Oh,
school system. Because he didn't find America for shit.
no, it was. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to find something when you arrive and there's already people there.
Exactly.
I mean, unless of course, if we're going by the logic though, I'm just gonna put it for the record in case someone finds 1,000 years of the future that Gus, founded the city of Atlanta, Georgia, and that in fact the fuck, I lost the joke.
Well, you tried, and I'm very proud of you.
If only I could say the same about you.
Oh, well, damn.
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 Okay, so let's get back on track because again, we're so good at it. We're very efficient. The album, it's something like I mean, I'm not sure. Like I like it well enough. I like the sound and everything. It's just like I'm never getting like what's the word, burnout, I guess, from all these now albums because like it. I mean, this is the thing. I don't really have any major complaints. I like the sound. I like most of the tracks. It's just like and also I dug the lyrical content. I'll say that some of the lyrics like Until Death Do Us Part, pretty solid. I definitely really like some of the tracks in Blood, Blood, Blood. It's just like nothing particularly I think wowed me though, and I know it's such a subjective thing. Like it's kind of like you're gonna knock out points because I mean music's art is subjective. There's people out there who thought that Lamar Jackson did not deserve MVP for the 2019 season. So I mean like here's the thing, I'm not salty. I mean I'm not salty about it. I know people who are salty about it. Like no like there's like 50 people who voted, and there's one jackass who was like, "No, I don't think he was MVP, man. I think I think I don't give it to Russell Wilson. You know, just to be a little shit."
Was that who the one? Was that who the one vote went to?
I think so. I mean, like, I'm not like. Here's the thing: is in a vacuum. I mean, here's the thing: is voting for Russell Wilson in a vacuum would not be bad because Russell Wilson is an incredible quarterback. But when you can like Lamar, like dude, he fucking balled out. Like, come on.
He was physically unstoppable the entire regular season.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm a Dolphins fan. I saw Week 1. I know more than anybody. But that man is just a goddamn fucking meal on wheels.
But the point of this is, art is subjective. What he did was art.
Yes.
That is the point of this.
I mean, I could argue that what Lamar Jackson did on the field was pretty goddamn artful. If ballet is art,
I think we all can argue that.
I mean, if ballet is art, that was art. But yeah, also like the thing is also I think that another thing I will say that I actually did like the fact is that this was a shorter album. It was only like 10 tracks, and so I think that it didn't overstay its welcome like some of the other albums. Like I think like was it one of my complaints for was it by Wasp the Crimson Idol, was it some of the
that's a long album.
Yeah, some of the tracks are like probably I think just a bit kind of filler. This one, I think most of them like that they definitely like earned a place. None that really stuck out. Nothing like were like this was only in here because they needed to kind of fill a space. Uh, like I like how the Vikings like they kind of need the guy to throw the ball, so they signed Kirk Cousins, I guess. Um,
I mean, I would
but
make the point more for our current secondary, but low hanging fruit, I guess.
so I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Then your second, yeah, your quarterback and your secondary both trash, Russ. Thank you for aiding me in that presentation.
You know what? Thank you for acknowledging it. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So like, I mean, again, so I guess it's like, I mean, kind of some, I guess, for you kid, like where I give it like, I mean, I'm not giving it like a 9 out of 10, but like 8 out of 10 is like it's solid. Like, I mean, if you like the genre of psychobilly, then I guess it's definitely something you could look into. Uh, my favorite track is probably Blood, 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 not due to lyrical content, but just kind of due to the sounds. It's kind of got that Western twang to it. That's pretty cool. Um, but that's not bad. Like, I don't really, I don't know what's in the album stuff. I need to probably learn more like musical critique stuff, just because like I can like talk about the movies with you a lot, but the albums kind of like it's hard to sort of describe, I guess, because um, also it's like if you listen to the album, then you know what I'm saying. If you haven't listened to the album, then you know what the fuck I'm saying.
Well, I mean, as far as like you made a really good point with the Wasp comparison. Wasp, it's a long album. It's a marathon. I mean, it's hard for me to even sit down and listen to like all of it track for track. It's Iron Maiden, my favorite band of all time. It shares a lot of similarities. There's been a lot of Iron Maiden albums that are super fucking long, but they do have their filler songs because it's when you have an album that long, you're gonna have some filler songs. You're gonna have some tracks that probably should have just kind of been not made the cut, but they needed some time in there, so they put them in there anyway.
I
Um,
gotcha.
but I guess the way I would compare it is Wasp's album was like a marathon. It was a chug to listen to, but creative like, as far as like creativity goes, I guess I feel like that extra time gave him more time to like be a little more adventurous and have some more unique ideas in there. Meanwhile, Death at My Door, it's a relatively short album. None of the songs are all that long. It's a sprint. It's a relatively like fast-paced album. It's short to the point. It had one very set I like it had one very set style in mind, and it went for that for all the songs. Short, sweet to the point, and it was done. So as far as like functionality goes, they achieved their goal, but I do think they could have been a little more adventurous in some of the things they did. But again, it's highly subjective, and I mean
Yeah.
it's hard to say much more about music as far as that goes because I feel like with movies there's so much more you can talk about to where like you can look into like the camera quality and you can look into like people doing the special effects and stuff like that. And to where music it's you have your instruments, you have your microphone, you're off.
Yeah. So we agree that film is a better art form than music. I thank you for finally seeing my point of view, Russ. I appreciate it.
It's
I mean,
it's
I know
all
I'm
subjective.
right. No. We agree. Like I know I'm right, and I thank you for seeing the light and understanding that I'm just correct. No, but like, yeah, it's so again, like you said, like yeah, like it was all in the spirit of 2020 because we're so divided, where everything is terrible or great. I would say that this is great. This is good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think if you, I don't know, like spend your teenage years listening to My Chemical Romance like Russ did, or you spent it like, watching like Vampire Diaries, or I don't know, Russ. What do emo kids do in the early 2010s? Like whatever you people did. Uh,
Cried.
yeah, that. Yeah, if you ever cried a lot, uh, if you ever cried a lot, you might dig this album. Medical students will love this album.
I mean, to be fair though, like if we go back and like dissect like all the bands I listened to during like formative years, every album I've given you makes sense so far.
See, I just kind of like I honestly, the one loop like I know sometimes I'm just waiting for you one day to tell me it's like I want you to listen to Roar by Katy Perry, that album, or Prism, or the album's called. This
I'm
is a
gonna
fucking
start throwing you some like weird shit one of these days.
um, but all right. So I guess we both mutually enjoyed the other's choice. In terms of let's go. I guess we'll go ahead and go to the trivia part.
Sure.
All right. So we'll see how this goes considering all of the questions I had in mind were for the second film. Do you want to go first or you want me to go
I
first?
will go first, so you might be having a few more minutes to think of some stuff from the first movie.
All right.
Um, as you said earlier, like the only issue I had giving you questions for this album is there's not a whole ton of info on it. Like if you're on their Wikipedia and you click on their discography for this album, it takes you to their Bandcamp page, and so it doesn't quite have like there's not as many like little factoids about the album. So something I said earlier was in like during that episode was you liked the lyrics a lot. A lot of these questions I'm about to give you are lyric based, so I hope you pay attention.
All right. We'll see.
Um, but luckily for you, it's I'm not going to give you random bullshit facts this time around, so you got that going for you. Okay. Do you remember the song Sticks and Stones?
I mean, well, we'll see. What's the question?
All right. By the way, just a heads up. In my questions, I'm just gonna say like, what does she or like who is she? I'm always gonna refer to the asker as she just because it's a female singer. Just for my
That sounds
own.
pretty sexist of you. Okay, Russ.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Just
I
assume.
apologize.
Goddamn it, Russ. First you support J.K. Rowling, and now you're just assuming people's genders. Like, where does it end with you? Where we're trying to create a safe space here, and you're fucking it up. God damn it.
I guess I'm just a shitty person, Gus. I'm sorry.
You really are. You should be.
All right. In the song "Sticks and Stones," what does she kill her pain with?
Uh, Whiskey and cigarettes, just like my
Oh, look
dad.
at you. You got it. Gosh, am I proud of you. Wish my parents were.
Oh, well, Russ, your parents don't really feel much of anything
Oh yeah.
because they're dead.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. Or they probably are.
Oh yeah, but they could have just probably tried to pawn you. I mean, my personal theory is that they try to pawn you off for drug money as an infant, but you were so ugly that just like no one would take you. So eventually they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just give it to the government because we can't have drugs and afford him. There's no way."
I'm still holding on to the theory that I am Putin's child based on my hairline, and that when he saw me, he was so disgusted he just punted me across the ocean.
See, but think about that. Like Putin has like that natural charisma to him. Like you can tell, like this guy was born to lead, and like I mean, if you're his kid, you should give off at least like 50% of that energy. Instead, you give off like negative 50% of that energy.
I I mean, I'd be upset, but I kind of walked into that one.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on though. What are the rest of the questions?
All right. In the song "Death at My Door," what is she trying her best to be?
I don't know. Not dead.
What?
Not alive.
No. Do you want one more shot?
Um, what's that different door? A way out. I don't
No. The answer is a decent human being. I try my best to be a decent human being.
know.
Uh, that was actually a song that was the first Creepshow song I ever heard. Was that one? I found it was on like a Halloween playlist like 2 years ago. Um,
I shouldn't be surprised by the fact you have a Halloween playlist, but I mean, Actually, no, I'm not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Um. Okay. In the song "Till Death Do Us Part," what was her promise to her mom?
Uh, she wouldn't think about abuse. So I guess she wouldn't beat up other people. Or she wouldn't be an
Yes.
abuser.
Yeah. I would never raise my hand to another. You get the point for that.
Mm. Yeah, spare the
Uh,
rod for the child.
you are 2 for 3 so far.
Height.
All right. Okay. In the song "One Foot in the Grave," she's referring to another person and looking into his eyes. What's in his eyes? This is not an easy question, but it is repeated in the song several times.
Yeah.
No, I'll give you one more shot at this.
The I don't know, Crowdy secret formula. I got no fucking clue.
It's an unsung song.
Okay. Okay.
It's repeated, so I don't. I mean,
Oh, well, they willingly say that more than once. Okay, that's cool with them, I guess.
okay. All right. The fifth question is the hardest question. This one is kind of a little fact thing. Most of it like relates to the band. This band's had a fucking plethora of lead singers. I think that they're on their like fifth lead singer.
Mhm.
They've had this current lead singer since this album released. Do you know the name of this singer?
uh, is her name? Is her like name like I don't know, like something creeps because it's the creep show?
No.
I don't know, fucking clue.
You're gonna take a guess?
Uh, uh, I don't know. No, I'm not even guess. I can't think of a name.
It's Kenda Legaspi.
Yeah, no, I was never gonna get that.
No,
It was like it was
they've
like
had so many singers.
it was like James Smith. I'd be like, all right, well, I guess you probably could have guessed that. Kendall McGaffey, not a million years.
They've had so many lead singers. Like their first lead singer lasted like one album. The next one lasted like 1.5 albums. And then like the first three singles like were like all related some in some fashion. Like if I don't know what they're doing with as far as their singers go, but they all sound the exact same. It's very strange.
All right.
Well, you went
So
2 for 5.
wow. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll go with the standard one because we already mentioned it. But who directed the movie?
Chris Columbus.
Yeah, we're glad to see you didn't forget that.
I mean, I don't blame you. That's something I probably would have pretty easily forgotten if I just wasn't paying attention.
It's not terrible. Okay. All right. Here's one. So, uh, when they're oh no, sorry, that was in the book, not the movie. This started coming up with one that's kind of top spot. Oh, okay. Here's one. How did they get past Fluffy in the movie? What's his weakness?
As far as was it the was it just the invisibility cloak?
Uh, no, there's something that they have to like that is has to be played to lull them to sleep. What's like there's a certain thing they have to play.
Is it some kind of music?
It is music, but like I mean, I guess like it's like the what's the instrument that they play? Because like
I cannot tell you, and I'm good. I might just go ahead and forfeit this question because I'm not gonna get the instrument right.
they play a harp. Remember, Hagrid mentions that when he won in the game of cards, and when he sorry, not the egg. Sorry, when he was talking to the guy who gave him the egg, he mentioned that Fluffy, if you play some music from a harp, he'll fall right asleep.
Ooh.
Actually, this is my third question. What name does Hagrid give the dragon?
Um. I do not remember.
It's Norbert.
Dumb name. All names fucking dragon. You're gonna get Norbert.
All right.
All right, I'm 1 for 3 so far.
Okay, so I'll ease up. I'll ease up because that's kind of see here. Oh, so okay, so what does Harry do at the zoo to make the Dursleys mad at him?
Doesn't he starts talking to a snake?
Yeah, he does. There is one other thing that kind of happens that makes a big scene that really freaks him out.
I don't remember what happens, but all I know, Dudley ends up in the snake tank, and the snake ends up outside the tank.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. So the thing is, so he, what he does is that he for a second, I'll accept that because it's basically what happens is Dudley falls in, the snake gets out, but he makes the glass disappear for a second. So so Dudley falls in and the snake gets out, and then
Well, it wasn't intentional though.
No, it's accidental magic.
All right, I'm 2 for 5. We are tied until this final question, where I either lose or we stay tied.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you one. Okay.
Okay.
What platform is the Hogwarts Express on?
9 3/4.
All right. So where are we both? 3 for 5? Or
Yeah, I'm 3 for 5. You're 2 for 5.
okay. So I gotta get a bonus question.
All right. That'd be a lot more convenient if I had a bonus question prepared. I had 5 written down, but need to start writing down 6.
Yeah, you see how? Yeah. Well, I came with 5 on the spot, so get to it.
You know what, jackass? What year did this album come out? Fuck you.
2017.
God damn it.
Fuck you.
3 for 6.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Okay. Fuck. I wonder how much of an asshole I should be here because there's one I can think of that's like way too shitty. Fuck it. You know what? I'll give you a freebie just to see if you actually can guess it.
Okay.
So this year, Harry Potter was re-released in a country, just the one, made $26 million to give it $1 billion worldwide gross. What was that country?
China.
All right. So I lost. So
You said it earlier in the show, Gus. I pay attention.
No, the fuck you could not remember. All right. The fucking name of you couldn't remember the harp. You couldn't remember the name of the dragon. You could not remember. There's like one other. You couldn't remember the glass disappearing. So don't give me that unpaid attention shit.
I pay attention to my friend.
Fair enough. There's honestly a point. I honestly thought for a second you might get wrong the 9 3/4 question. I'm like, you would have been ripped to shreds. Like that's like.
Well, you know what I almost accidentally said?
What?
I almost accidentally said 9.5.
That would have been nice. That would have been.
Like there was one like a few episodes back where like I was off by like I might have been like a name and I was like 2 letters off and I fucked it up.
Yeah. All right. So do you have in mind like what I'm gonna eat or?
I don't have in mind what you're gonna eat now. but I am going to put it. I'm gonna put it on the show's Instagram what you're gonna be eating whenever I actually think of it.
Fucking lazy sack of shit. All right.
So that's how you're
Fuck.
gonna find out.
I'm going. So all right. I guess any last thoughts? Anything else you want to like kind of consider?
The only thing I want to consider is you know what? Come over. We'll watch the second Harry Potter.
Like you come to my house?
You come to
Like
mine.
I have to drive there?
You know
Russ,
what?
there's a
I'll,
pandemic, Russ. You un Jesus Christ, God knows it's crawling around your apartment complex. All right, yeah, no. So okay, fine. We can. I will watch the second Harry Potter film. That's fine.
um, no, I want to watch the second one, and I want to see like how like if there were any like major improvements from the first one.
I would say that I think it actually. I argue it is better. Just in the sense of like that it's not anywhere near as much set as it is, so they can focus a lot more on the story of the characters, and the mystery is a lot better. The only thing I'll say is like that it still has that kind of that issue of just sort of like due to the sheer amount of stuff they do in the film, still kind of dragging in places. And because the books were not finished yet, so they still kind of were figuring out okay what is important, what is not important. Because J.K. Rowling was like notorious for like keeping a pretty tight lid on everything. The only person she told anything was Alan Rickman, Snape, that he in the end that he was uh, working for the good guys. Um, oh yeah, spoiler again for a film like well, you actually know what? Like it's a $1 billion franchise. Everyone knows it by now.
It'd be like trying to spoil Star Wars. Everyone, it's a fucking mega franchise. People have seen it.
Yeah, the only thing is actually speaking of spoilers, there's a cool story about that where apparently the director gave Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, he gave the script said that Obi-Wan killed uh, Luke's father originally was what the script said, and then after after that, then they showed him a little slip that said the real like that no, I'm your father, and so it was him and the producer and George Lucas and James Earl Jones were like the only four people on the planet who knew that. Everyone else did not know.
Oh,
Which actually I have to question why did they have to tell Mark Hamill anyway? Because
it doesn't really affect Mark Hamill.
no, I guess it's the performance thing because they want him to like uh know what was said so he can get the actor. I don't know, fuck it, whatever. I'm not a director. Um, that was okay, yeah. So on that note, we will I guess end it here. We learned a lot today. We learned about uh, the Harry Potter universe. We learned that Russ hates trans people. We learned that you used to own a shitty little slide, and it was your prized possession, I guess. Yeah. So why do I hang out with you again?
Why does anyone hang out with me, Gus? Why does anyone?
I got nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all shocked.
you're all shocked. Well, I guess this has been a very enlightening conversation. I'm
It sure
sure
has.
for the viewers at home. But I think it's going to call it here. I am Gus,
I'm Russ.
and we'll hopefully have a more consistent schedule out, and we'll see you people shortly.
We'll see y'all shortly. We'll do our best as far as schedule goes. Everyone stay
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Bye. All right.